Okay, Mike's Korean Kitchen here. Again, we're gonna go with some chocolate today. I know it's St. Patrick's Day. I do got a beer here I can talk about if I get some time, but we're sticking with the Marcel Desaulniers Death by Chocolate cookbook. Still waiting to see if somebody else there in Korea is dealing with that, but there is the recipe we're gonna use today. That is the chocolate peanut butter chocolate chip cookies. We gotta improvise because we're in Korea. And not everything is always consistent. You know, it's Korea. You gotta deal with that. So, we got a half a cup of unsalted shelled virgin peanuts. And voila. There are our Virginia, I don't know if they're Virginia peanuts. But they're definitely South Korean peanuts. So we're improvising on that level. So we got those. We had to toast that at 300 degrees, which is 148 degrees Celsius. My knobs disappears with the numbers around 200 something. It's kind of tricky. So we toasted them for like 8 minutes till golden brown. Remove, allow to cool to room temperature. Then it says to break these things out, which is so weird with these French cooks and their like methods of what they do with everything needing to be like how they have it. We're not gonna break those peanuts up. We're gonna keep these nice and good like that, you know? Like we're just gonna have them like half of peanuts, you know? Keep that there. Because like we said, these are chocolate peanut butter chocolate chip cookies, and he said that they like to use Skippy. So I got some Skippy. We got that. Creamy. Why wouldn't you just get chunky, Mr. Marcel Desaulniers? If you're gonna have like blended up chopped peanuts, why not just get the Skippy chunky? Instead of dealing with this creamy and the nuts and chopping the nuts up like weird. Anyway, so we got our toasted peanuts. Got that done. Then it says there, heat 1 inch of water in the bottom half of a double boiler. Again, like I said, we don't have a double boiler. If somebody, I need to get somewhere fancy. This is basically a bowl inside a pan as my double boiler. So it's kind of a pain in the neck to get that out of that pan, but we can do that with some oven mitts. So we melted that chocolate there. He says there's 6 ounces semi-sweet chocolate broken into half-ounce pieces. We're in Korea, so we gotta deal with a lot of stuff. And what I found is this was on sale here at least, so I got the no brand there. I got dark chocolate instead of the semi-sweet chocolate or milk chocolate, because we don't have semi-sweet chocolate as they like to talk about. Anyway, so, and I went with dark chocolate hoping since it's no brand, you know, it was a decent deal. It's all good. So, got that melting. I like to actually put the butter in with the chocolate so it comes out and doesn't stick to the sides of the bowl so much. So that's what I like to do. That's almost perfectly melted there. We'll turn that off to let it cool down and stir that up. Plus, if you put the butter in it with that chocolate, you can get it out of that bowl into the mixer like way easier, I would say. Especially since we don't really have a metal double boiler like with the sides to grab, as would make sense, you'd think. Anyway, he says to heat that up in the bottom half. Then he says place the semi-sweet chocolate in the top half of the double boiler. See this other reference page. Tightly cover the top with film wrap and allow to heat for 6 to 7 minutes. I'm not using film wrap on this stuff. Like I put a top over it, and I'm like, so he's weird about that. Then it says remove from heat. Stir until smooth. Keep warm at room temperature until needed. Place the peanut butter, brown sugar, and butter in the bowl fitted with an electric mixer and the paddle. Beat on low for 2 minutes, then on high for 2.5. Scrape down the bowl and beat on additional high for 2 minutes. Add the egg and beat on high for 1 more minute. So, we're going to add the brown sugar, like he says there. Butter, we melted in there, and the peanut butter. So just the peanut butter and brown sugar in the mixer. is the brown sugar, and again, we're improvising. It says light brown sugar, but we're going with baked salt, dark brown sugar, just for that added kick flavor there. So this baked salt is there with our Skippy peanut butter and the brown sugar. And we're letting that butter cool down. So I'm trying to prep as much as I can here to keep this video nice and simplistic. So there's our peanut butter. And of course I'll lick the sides of that later in a little bit. So, there's that. And then it also says about adding the egg. And then beat it on high. And then add the vanilla extract. Then add the melted chocolate. So we'll add this. It really is dumb to like separate all that out. So we're gonna add that. Then we're gonna add the egg. And again, in Korea, voila, we have brown eggs all the time. So there's the egg, peanut butter, brown sugar, butter, and melted chocolate. We'll add it all together there. And we gotta be tricky here. Where did that go? That's right. Oven mitts. Like I said, this ain't a scripted thing. I'm just making this cookies here. And damn, it's hard to get this out. There we go. Voila. And add that. We're gonna do that because it's kind of warm. Turn it on. And scrape that down. So that's what we still got to get out of there. And man, that boy's hot. So that was the peanut butter, the brown sugar, the egg, and the chocolate and butter melted. And yeah, that's hot. So now in there, put this top there, put that down, so there's that, then Marcel says, with that, we also need to add our vanilla extract here, and that is kosher vanilla extract that we did bring from the United States that we still are using. And we need 1 teaspoon. We did finally get some real proper spoons off of my buddy finally, actually, so there's a 1/4 teaspoon, there's a 1/2 teaspoon, and there is 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. And now that's not kosher at all. It's all used up. No more kosher vanilla extract. Let's see in America then. So, now, add the chocolate chips, flour, baking soda, chopped peanuts, and combine on low hold. Okay, so, we also don't have chocolate chips. They apparently only have the tiny mini ones that they have in ice cream sandwiches with Hershey's, so we just took one of these bars and chopped it up. It's supposed to be 2 cups of chocolate chips. So there is approximately 150 grams of pieces of chocolate. That'll have to do. And I know it's slightly different, but we have sodium bicarbonate, which is basically baking soda. So now add the flour. So added that flour. Chocolate chips. Let's dump some peanuts in here. And again, we're keeping these peanuts whole, because why on earth would you add creamy, skippy peanut butter and then use that? So here's our toasted peanuts from Korea, like we have. So, add that in there. And then we need to add the 3/4 teaspoons of baking soda. 1, 2, 3. Shut it off. Scrape down the sides. Mix this through here. And that'll get some of the peanut butter off the spatula too. Oh my god. Yeah, it is a really good mixer. Actually, it take 10 more. It's kind of pricey in Korea here, but I got it off my buddy at least for a pretty decent deal. That's paid off at least now. Oh my gosh. And the wife is out exercising at the park, so I can do all this baking. Oh my god, all the flour everywhere. There's flour dust everywhere. So, scrape down the bowl. Right? We should move the camera. Scrape down the bowl like, oh my gosh. Woo. So, there is our cookie batter so far. So, voila. There we are. Got that. Put that back on there. Fasten that. Okay. Put it down. And then mix it up some more. So, there we go. So that was half a cup unsalted peanuts. We kept them whole, shelled, but whole and toasted. 6 ounces semi-sweet chocolate, melted. A half a cup of creamy peanut butter. Skippy is what we use. Then we have 3/4 cup brown sugar. We're using dark, baked store pound. Then we're using a 1/4 pound, which is 112 grams of butter. It says unsalted. I don't care about that either. I'm not that fussy, but this is the butter we're using. Then 1 egg. That is a natural brown egg in Korea. And 1 teaspoon pure vanilla extract. That was the last of our kosher vanilla extract. 2 cups chocolate chips. Again, that is the no brand we used and just chopped it up to make our own chocolate chips, because our Home Plus doesn't have Hershey's chocolate chips no more. And then we have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour and 3/4 teaspoon baking soda. So there we go. And voila. So, there you have it. The oven is set to bake at 300 degrees Fahrenheit, also on 2 trays, right? They don't say to expand the heat. Portion by rounding 2 tablespoons of dough into 1 ball, approximately 1.5 inches diameter. We don't care about that. 12 on a baking sheet. Put the dinner fork in there to make them like that. Okay. So, voila. There we go. That's 15-minute mark. So we got that. We're going to come back with the cookies on the tray. Put them in the oven. And oh my god, the way's coming back. Kitchen's a mess. So here is the fork. You're supposed to press it just like peanut butter cookies, but these are a step above. So
Fucking ain't so fucking hot.
yeah. So there you go. And then into the oven for 20 some odd minutes there. So we did grease and butter this. Voila. Just like that. So there we go. So we'll be back in 20 minutes. Set this timer 20 minutes. Alright. Okay, so here's the second tray. The first tray is almost done. So we're going to stick this in the oven pretty soon, right next. And just like peanut butter cookies we all traditionally made back home in America, you take a fork and crisscross it so you get that classic shape to your cookie that we're all used to with those peanut butter cookies. But this is with it added on top with that peanuts there. So the recipe said 3 dozen cookies, but I got 25. So my cookies are bigger than the 2 tablespoons or whatever that he has there. So now let's try to get a good angle here if we can. So there's that, and voila, there are, oh, we got a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 plus 13, so 29, but not 36 at least still here. So there's those cookies. Whack this in there. He says if you got non-stick, use non-stick, feel free, but I still am greasing these pans just to be safe. I don't know. So these go in there for about 25 minutes almost. The way these worked out with me. So we'll leave those there to cool. Those are in the oven, and we'll be right back. Okay, so now they're all done out of the oven. They look really good here. Give you a good close-up shot. There we go. So, one thing I'll say, you gotta be careful. I'd say 20 minutes is good enough because it was a little bit, it depended on where the oven was at in there. Like you see there, like big difference with that, right? I don't know if you can quite see it, but you gotta be careful with these. Anyway. Really good, but you definitely need milk. It could be only 20 minutes because these are really like crunchy. I like them soft and chewy. These are more crunchy. So some good milk with these would go great. And I'd only put it in the oven for like 20 minutes next time. Mike's Korean Kitchen. Chocolate peanut butter cookies. Enjoy. Happy St. Patty's Day.